Hey guys, Natalia Schneimler here. I help boy moms have a better relationship with their sons and themselves by teaching them the tools how to manage their mind so that when anything comes up in life, they know exactly how to take care of themselves and their kids. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm so excited about this topic, gray thinking. I just came up with this term and I think it is brilliant. So, the gray thinking is the opposite of black and white thinking, and which I usually am amazing at black and white thinking. And I think gray thinking is going to be always winning. Okay, so listen to me out. I had this aha moment when I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was helping me figure out a way to be more present in the day. And she said, can you take a breath in and just kind of focus on your breath? And I took a breath, and she said, I don't remember what she said, but right away after that one, after having that breath, my reaction was, oh, forget it. I'm not going to do that. Like, this is not sustainable. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that all the time, always, every day. And that's when I revealed my own idea that if I'm going to do this, I have to do this all the time. I have to always be present. I have to always be practicing it. And that's just not possible. And so I just gave up right away, which to me right away sounded ridiculous because obviously no one's asking me to do this all the time, every day. And I kind of laughed at myself, but in that kind of conversation, I realized how much of my thinking is perfectionist thinking and black and white thinking. I'm either going to be present all the time, or if I can't do that, it's a total fail and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to even attempt, which is not useful, right? Then I'm never going to even try being present. And even when I am present, I'm not going to notice it. I'm not going to count it. And I'm just going to think of myself as never present, which is it's not helpful. It's not clear thinking. It's like blind thinking. And this revelation about myself helped me see other areas in my life where I'm thinking in the similar ways that is hindering me, that is it's in my way and creating friction with myself and my kids. Biggest one is with the food. I realized that, yes, I do. I mean, I knew I had standards for the food that my kids have to eat and what I offer them. And it's just when they don't end up eating perfect combination of protein, veggies, and carbs, if it's off by any amount, I feel like it's a failure. I feel super frustrated. I feel like it's never going to get better, and I dismiss any or all of the success that is actually happening. And basically, I'm seeing it as black or white. I'm not seeing the gray area. And it's extremely frustrating and causes a lot of fights. I'm causing these fights with my kids because they're not following my agenda of what they should be eating, which of course is ridiculous. They're their own people and they have free will to choose and pick and choose what they want. So that helped me, this conversation about being present and seeing my perfectionist, seeing my black and white thinking, instantly gave me this perspective of all the gray in between that I'm missing, and that actually it's totally great and useful to still have a few present moments in the day and to practice it whenever I can, and even one present moment in the day is good enough. And the same thing with the kids. All of a sudden I realized that the gray area is that they're still getting nutrition and they're still getting food that they need, and it doesn't need to be perfect for it to be great, for it to be good enough. So that relieved a lot of pressure for it to be perfect. And now I am seeing all the food that they're eating and I'm counting as good enough. And I'm no longer frustrated. Yes, it's not perfect. Yes, maybe they're not getting in as much vegetables or as much protein as I would like them to. And so what? They weren't doing that before, but the only difference now is that I'm not frustrated about it as much. I'm not fighting with them as much. Yes, I'm still disappointed and kind of throw my hands up in there sometimes, but I see it more of a gray area that, hey, you know what? They still got some food in there. Body needs food to function, and they got food. Success. So gray thinking is winning thinking, because you're never going to lose when you're able to see the percentage. If we're not aiming for the 100% of perfect nutrition, we're always going to see some sort of percent. Even if we see 2% of them eating like anything, even if it's just a grainy bread, yes, success, right? What I'm saying is that even if it's very small percentage and we're seeing it, we will feel like we're winning if we're looking for it. But if we're looking for the perfect 100%, it's very hard to achieve sometimes, especially when other people are involved and you feel very dependent on the 100% and it's super slippery. You're going to not feel great. You're going to be frustrated a lot. So what I'm suggesting is that we look for the gray thinking and look at it like the way I'm thinking about it is I'm imagining 100% on say a paper or a screen, and the gray thinking would be somewhere in between, and it's always fluctuating 40%, 60%, 32%, 2%, 89%, right? Any of that in between percentages is amazing. Always winning. It's always going to be there. Even if you're present in the day for a couple moments in the day, great. We're seeing it. We feel like a winner because our goal is never to get to 100. So that gave me a lot of relief from my own struggle of always failing at this perfectionist game. And then I also have another example for you with my weight. It's the same thing with my weight, is that if it's just off for just a bit, if it's not 100% exactly the weight that I want, it feels like a total failure. And it's not. And when I actually take a look, if I was to look at the percentage, I could give it, say, 95% of where I want it to be. I just have 5% more off from where I want it to be. And then I'm able to appreciate all the things that I'm actually doing to take care of myself. Going to bed early, eating a salad, drinking lots of water, not having the sweets, and having fruits and vegetables, and feeding myself with protein, having a good breakfast to fuel myself for the day. Those are all things that I actually now can see if I'm looking at the gray area. I'm looking at the full 95% bar, and even if it's a 40% bar, you can still feel good about it because the goal is never 100. And I'm hoping that this episode will remind you that 100 should never be your goal. If it makes you feel bad, don't make it your goal. And if you're only focused on how much you're off by, then don't do that. And this is what I'm suggesting to you here, is that find the gray area. It is never black and white. Black and white feels terrible. And there are going to be feelings that we are going to have in our life that are negative, but I don't want them to be self-generated in terms of unnecessary self-generation. And I believe the perfectionist thinking and the black and white thinking is unnecessary. We're going to be sad when, something happens that we want to be sad about, but it doesn't have to be over things that are trivial and we're just so focused on the perfection. And where in your life are you doing the black and white thinking? Where could you use more of the gray thinking and actually see where you are winning in that scale of percentages? Okay, guys, if you're struggling in any way and are still feeling like you cannot create a relationship that you want with yourself, with people around you, with your son, this is what I'm here for. And I invite you to get coached, because coaching is the missing piece from the podcast. And this is where a chance is for you to take a look at your thoughts about your relationships, about your life, and really question them and create what you want with your brain, with me together. And if you are ready to do that, go to my website, www.coachingnatalia.com. Go to sign up for a free mini session, and I will see you soon. Have a great week. Bye.